Downey, author of Keep Moving. She explains why the classic definition of exercise is not nearly as important as simply moving your body. Take a look. Maggie, it's the million-dollar question. Do we need to exercise? I'm going to guess that you'll say yes. I was hoping you'd say no, though.
Well, the answer is yes. However, there are other options if you hate exercise. So it is important. No one goes away from this segment thinking they shouldn't have to exercise. We do know that's important. But what they have found in really, at this point, large multi-year studies is that what's most important is that we get 30 minutes of moderate physical activity a day. And physical activity is much more broad than exercise, right? Exercise is weightlifting and running, all the things you think of. But physical activity is any movement that expends energy, right? So basically, any movement is good for us. And if we hit 30 minutes of moderate movement a day, we reduce our chance of dying by all causes, including cancer and diabetes. We reduce our chances of getting Alzheimer's, and we increase our happiness. So it's 30 minutes of physical activity you have to hit, not exercise. Now, it's exponential. It's a sliding scale. The more physical activity you do at moderate to vigorous levels, the more you reduce your chance of death, Alzheimer's, and boost your happiness. So exercise can be a great tool, but it doesn't have to be exercise. It can be other types of movement you actually enjoy.
And I think for a lot of people who are watching this right now, myself included, you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief, because I know that for many people, traditional exercise, or I guess the way that we've trained ourselves to believe is to get a good workout, it doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody is a good runner, and not everybody is a good deadlifter or weightlifter. And so I think it's really important that we kind of train our brains to think outside the box in terms of different ways that we can move. Have you found that you have to do that with your clients as well? I'm sure that when they come to you, they have an idea of what works and what doesn't.
I think we have a lot of unwinding and sort of myths about fitness and exercise that we have to relearn. I think luckily my clients who come, they feel like when they exercise, they feel better. So it motivates them. But we know that's not the majority of the population. So the CDC data says that adults in the US, only 23% of them get 30 minutes of exercise, like what we think of traditional exercise a day. But 50% of adults meet physical activity standards. So clearly it's much easier to meet them, but we still have half the population not moving enough to get all those health benefits. And they're huge. These are huge gains, right? So it's starting to think outside the box of what movement is for you. So it's activities you enjoy. Gardening. Gardening is usually moderate exercise. Most yard work is. A lot of household chores meets the definition of moderate. So what moderate movement is expending 4 times the amount of energy you do sitting. But most of us can't really tell what that is. But if you get a little winded, if you get a little sweaty, that's a good gauge. But you can find online lists of what to do. If you like horseback riding, caring for the horse, the brushing, the cleaning the stall, moderate exercise. If you like fishing, reeling the fish in, digging for worms, moderate exercise. So you can, if you love golfing, you got to walk and carry your own clubs, but then it's moderate,
Yeah, these are really, really great tips to remember too. And I'm just happy to know that doing chores is now considered a form of physical activity, because I obviously work up a sweat doing that. So Maggie, thank you for coming on and helping us think more broadly about the idea of exercise. We appreciate your time.